This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win.
We have made it to Super Bowl 60 with the Patriots taking on the Seahawks. And Dalton, the Seahawks defense has been outstanding this year, and a big reason why is the versatile chess piece that they have in their rookie safety, Nick Emmanwori.
Yeah, and it's funny to even call him a safety, and we'll get into the actual snap counts and things like that in a minute, but what he's done to the structure of this Seattle defense that's arguably the best in the league, Mike McDonald has found the perfect role for him. I want to go back to a quote that he mentioned about a month and a half ago. Mike McDonald was talking about the structure of his defense, and he says, we've kind of turned into a 4-3 base team, which is interesting because if you go in our system, Seattle runs less base defense than any team in the league. They always have at least 5 defensive backs on the field. 4-3 base team with a crazy athletic Sam. Now take a guess at who that is. That's Nick Emmanwori right there, who in this defense is essentially a linebacker. If we're going to look at the alignments, and we will in just a minute, when we go to dime, 6 defensive backs, we're a nickel 4-3 team. So really for Seattle, nickel is base because Emmanwori is a safety, right, in quotations. But when they go to dime also, they have 6 defensive backs on the field on paper, but one of them is Emmanwori, who's already essentially their third linebacker. So what he's doing is making the Seattle defense, at least in his role, a little bit positionless. If you want to call him a linebacker, cool. You want to call him a nickel, cool. Safety here and there, cool. But the idea is that he's made their personnel situation so much more fluid that they can be light and they can still stop the run. So when we look at Emmanwori's numbers, let's just look at him as a player first and foremost. You get a little bit of everything, right? And now this is the ranks among safeties. He's in our system as a safety. We're going to count him as a safety as it is. I didn't go through and compare it all to linebackers, but it'd be pretty similar. 17th in PFF grade. We'll take that. This is the important one right here. 34th, 74 run defense grade, playing a lot of linebacker, playing almost exclusively down in the box. That's the important one. If you want to play smaller personnel, you want to be in a base defense less than any other team, you got to be able to stop the run. He contributes there. Solid coverage grade. 33 defensive stops. We'll take that. Leads all safeties in pass breakups and pressures. They're using him as a blitzer. So this is a player that's super athletic, using him in the right role, and you're getting a little bit of everything out of him.
Let's show some examples of how Nick Emmanwori, Dalton, has kind of like transformed this defense. You can see right here a snap count. He's played everywhere for this defense.
Absolutely. We're going to see a little bit of everything even in these clips we're about to show. 420 snaps in the nickel, right? Line up over slot receivers. So we know he can play down towards the line of scrimmage and coverage. This is the big one for me right here. 319 snaps as a linebacker. I almost want to just list him as a linebacker because of this. And essentially you've got 2 in the same role here where he can just kick out over a slot and play well. 103 snaps off the edge. We're going to show a clip of that, both in run defense and he can rush the passer as well. And look at this, 17 whole snaps all year lined up as either a strong or a free safety. That's it. I mean, you could honestly just think of this guy as a linebacker, right? And somebody who can defend the run, even though they're technically in nickel all the time. So when you see some of those numbers for this team, it's a little slanted. Now, here's what we're going to talk about. Classic example of a Sam linebacker in a 4-3 front. We've got a tight end and a condensed receiver down there on the left side for Tennessee here. Here's Nick Emmanwori. Now, the fit is very simple. Emmanwori in this run fit has the C gap. No questions about it, right? Titans are going to run zone coming this way. They're going to run outside zone coming this way, center reach, getting the guard reach on this linebacker. Tackle's going to reach here. Now, what's going to happen on that backside? When Emmanwori sees this C gap open, he's going to shoot the gap. What the Titans are going to try to do is kick back this end with this tight end here and insert this wide receiver here to try to cut off Emmanwori. Well, he shoots the C-gap like a linebacker. This is not a normal safety. He's so used to playing down towards the line of scrimmage. Look at his first step already. Bang, zone's going away from him. They're trying to insert, shoot the gap, cross the face of that receiver, get in the C-gap, and see if you can make a play on the football from the backside. Same thing here. You see it here. Already crossed his face. Not a chance, especially at 6'4" and 230 pounds with his speed, that a wide receiver is going to be able to block him. Stay home on the backside. Keep your lane integrity. Tony Pollard's got to cut back because the front side did a nice job, so he's going to cut back in here, and he stands no chance against Emmanwori. Play goes for about a 1-yard gain right here. So you talk about shooting the C gap. That's your first job as the Sam linebacker. That's what he does here. We're going to see it now on the strong side. Here against San Francisco, going to get a little bit of inside zone coming here from San Francisco's offensive line, okay? And what's going to happen with Emmanwori back here, he's got the C-gap, once again, right between the tackle and Kyle Juszczyk playing tight end right here. Now, here comes George Kittle. What the 49ers are going to do is they're going to wham DeMarcus Lawrence. Kittle's coming in motion. He's got to kick out Lawrence, okay? Kyle Juszczyk is going to lead up straight up on Nick Emmanwori here. One of the best fullbacks in the league for, a decade now, right? And he's a versatile player, great blocker. So here comes McCaffrey looking to make this zone read. Now, he's going to want to cut this back, okay? Things get a little jammed up inside. McCaffrey wants to cut this back. Kittle whiffs a little bit on Lawrence, but at least he attacked him to the right shoulder. I want you to look at Nick Emmanwori's technique here. I see a clip like this, and there is not a chance in the world that Nick Emmanwori, in individual drills, certain days in practice, not a chance in the world he doesn't go over with linebackers and work on block shedding, because this is textbook. Now, the C-gap is right here, and you might go, well, it's wide open, but when you take it on a lead blocker like this, look where his helmet's at on the outside shoulder. You need to attack this when you have a lead blocker outside in like this and squeeze the gap down the way that he's doing right there. If he just dips into the C gap right now, McCaffrey's going to bounce outside him. It's going to be a huge gain. He's going to get right out here. So he attacks the outside shoulder of Juszczyk and squeezes this down, okay? What do you get now? Look how much further collapsed the C gap is right now. Now he's beating him to the inside. He forced McCaffrey into the C gap, and McCaffrey hits him like a brick wall for all of a 2-yard gain right in here. This is fundamental stuff. This is teach tape for a linebacker we're talking about. There's no way he doesn't practice with linebackers out there for Mike Macdonald in Seattle. All right, let's get into a different role. Max, tell me, where's number 3? Find him.
Ooh, over here, right here.
Right here off the edge. Okay, 6'4", 230 pounds, all the speed, got all the length too. Love this. The Rams are going to get into their classic duo insert concepts here on the strong side. And Emmanwori, instead of the C-gap now, he's holding the edge. He's got contain, right? Love this. So here we go. Double team right in here on big Leonard Williams, right? Kicking back on Byron Murphy. We're trying to get Puka Nacua inserting here. He's going to get to the safety eventually. We're going to double team. We're going to work down right in here. We're going to get a tight end working down in here. Actually, no, we're going to get a tight end. Apologies. He's going to be the one kicking out on Emmanwori. So what's going to happen? Back. Attack the A-gap. If it's not there, start bouncing, right? Let's get to the next shot. Now, Emmanwori's job, keep contained, first and foremost, like any outside linebacker, like any defensive end would do. Here we go. Look at the length. You call this a safety? Attacking a tight end? Pressing him like that? That's not a safety. That's a linebacker. That's an edge defender. That's whatever you want him to be, because that's the idea of Nick Emmanwori. You look to the inside now, the back. He's trying to press. DeMarcus Lawrence doing a good job of squeezing this down. Leonard Williams battling in here. Byron Murphy battling here. So what's the first cut going to be? All right, we're going to try to bounce this. We're going to try to get out here. But look at Emmanwori, keeping contained, knowing where he needs to be, knowing how to attack that leverage. Now, Ernest Jones shoots the gap. Misses this tackle, but because Emmanwori's got contained, look at him shake off the tight end. We've got contained. You are not getting outside on a guy with that much speed and that much length. I don't care what position you call him. That's an unbelievable play. You talk about you can just line him up and stand him up off the edge, and that's what he can do in run defense. Those 3 clips are the most important part. All right, you want to get into the passing side?
Please,
Let's get into the passing side a little bit. Now, what you have to worry about when you talk about Emmanwori as a blitzer is the creative ways that Mike Macdonald frees him up. You're going to get an overload blitz here. Here's what's going to happen. Drake Thomas here is going to drop off into zone coverage. Uchenna Nwosu, he's going to drop off into zone coverage. So what you're going to get, interior player, boom, rush where you need to. Now these two, Byron Murphy, Tyrese Knight, they both need to slant back across their inside gap right here. So Murphy needs to occupy the center. Knight needs to occupy the guard right in here. Edge player, you're getting to the outside. What does that leave? Nick Emmanwori, free access to the B gap right here unless the back is going to pick it up, and he's on the opposite side. So when you see this slant happen, the entire goal, this one guy, Nick Emmanwori, my fastest guy, boy, Kirk Cousins. Good luck running away from him. You're going to have a problem, especially when he gets free access like this. Here we go. You see the slant right here. This is the creative way that Mike Macdonald has the blitzes going. Boom, there goes Murphy. There goes Knight. Knight wins so quickly that he occupies the back right here in Algier. He's got to protect the A-gap first and foremost. Here comes Emmanwori. Bang, free access, Kirk Cousins. You better get rid of the ball right now. Doesn't happen. Sack. Last one. All right, Max. We don't see the jersey numbers, but I'm going to give this one away. All right, we're playing the Minnesota Vikings. All right, we're going to rotate these safeties. Kobe Bryant's going deep. Got this safety coming down. He's going to have man-to-man coverage on the back. Aaron Jones coming across. Jones is going to go flat. Now, give it away. Nick Emmanwori's right here. We're in man-to-man coverage, cover one. Just offhand, we're playing the Minnesota Vikings. Who is this?
Is that Justin Jefferson?
That is Justin Jefferson. And the amount that we trust Nick Emmanwori in coverage, man-to-man, and he's done this with Puka Nacua, he's done it with Devontae Adams. This is Justin Jefferson right here. That's Nick Emmanwori lined up man-to-man over him, off-man coverage. So here we go. Jefferson's running a curl right at him. Jordan Addison, he's going to sit down right in here in the zone. Got a curl flat concept going. They trust him enough to cover maybe the best receiver in football, or if you want to call it Puka Nacua, there's clips of him doing it too. They trust him enough to cover Justin Jefferson one-on-one. All right, let's get into this little curl route here. Oh, okay. I'm not threatened vertically at all. I'm good. Right here, I have no issue. Brosmer's looking his way. Yeah, I got Justin Jefferson on the safety. I'm good, right? Wrong. Okay, now we're going to roll. We're going to try to improvise a little bit. Justin Jefferson, okay, he's as crafty as any receiver in football. Sure. Okay, Emmanwori. He tries to break to the sideline, Jefferson does. Emmanwori, keep him pretty good on the back hip here. I don't mind that. He tried to pivot, tried to spin out, get to the sideline. And listen, you get this final result, Brosmer's like, okay, I feel pretty good about this now. Now Jefferson's got to step on him, right? You want to see the last picture of this in the end zone shot? Who's the receiver and who's the DB there? Please, that is Justin Jefferson. And we've got a rookie safety, linebacker, edge, hybrid, whatever you want to call him. Justin Jefferson's begging for a pass breakup right here. He got the pass breakup, but that's not exactly how that's supposed to work. So when you talk about all of the things that Mike Macdonald trusts Emmanwori with, and he knows his ability is off the charts, especially in the role that he's put him in, this guy is a major key to their defense in just his first year in the NFL.
If you remember, Mike Macdonald's last job before he became the Seahawks head coach was the Ravens defensive coordinator. I seem to remember another elite safety that we have in the NFL right now, Kyle Hamilton, being used as a versatile chess piece in his defense, kind of unlocking what was one of the best defenses in the NFL. Well, Nick Emmanwori, the rookie safety, linebacker, whatever you want to call him, he is unlocking the Seahawks defense too.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff. Because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter. By game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.